Alrighty, it's time for the Undead Zone. Here's McLeod. He was a little delayed getting popped up on the media server, but there he is. Whoa, got a little sound going on there, big dog logging in. So, hey, today we are going to show McLeod playing some King of the Kill.
Yeah.
So, that'll be cool. That'll be pretty cool. Do we want to talk about anything before that, or we just want to jump right into a little gaming?
We can talk a little bit beforehand. We can talk during it. I am totally
okay.
Cool.
So one of the things, let us know if the sound's a little off. We're not going to fix it if it's a little bit off, but we were playing with the sound prior to going live, trying to get it just right. We're coordinating a lot of stuff here, so we'll see how that goes today. All right. Well, the feed looks pretty good, and I think we got all the jitters out of it, and we got a good high quality feed. So let's see how it works. Why don't you hop into a game and let's talk about King of the Kill for those who may not understand H1Z1 is split into two different games, right?
Yeah. So if you guys caught on to H1Z1 before the two game split, you will have King of the Kill as a separate game, but thankfully you won't have to buy it again. I have had kind of situations where people have bought King of the Kill, thinking it's the H1Z1 game, and then asked me about keys and various different things, and I've had gone through 15 minutes of explaining how to sort of redeem it, and then they've gone, oh right, well this isn't the key for the whitelist server, and I've been like, no, it's not for King, that particular one's not for King of the Kill. You need just
the headset here.
But today we're showcasing King of the Kill. You've probably seen a little bit of King of the Kill, maybe if you've been watching the channel and watching some of the streamers. Do a bit of a little introduction to it. Essentially it's like a battle royale in a, it's strangely enough, King of the Kill has very little actual zombie elements to it, but it's fun and it's interesting to play. So
yeah, I don't usually play it, but it is kind of fun to just kind of pick up and play it for sure.
It's much more of a light kind of throwaway. Well, I say throwaway game. It's a good game. It's just it doesn't have persistence that some games do tend to have. So, it's very much an arcadey kind of style, which is good.
Every once in a while, you need that.
It's good to get your gunplay kind of up to standard. And as you will see, as you guys out there will see, my gunplay is appalling, absolutely god awful.
It can't be any worse than mine. Mine's bad.
So, if you guys let us know as to if the volumes are too high, too low, or whatever, just let us know.
Yeah, your game is definitely your game sound is definitely loud.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I can drop that down. Needs to be.
So the basic concept is you parachute into the area, right?
Yeah, essentially. If you've ever watched that film Battle Royale, it's kind of I think it was loosely based on the concept.
And then
the Japanese kids in Battle Royale don't parachute in, but it's essentially the same thing.
And then over time, there's a poison gas that encircles the area and shrinks your gameplay zone, right? And RW's here. Hello, RW. How are you?
Pretty much.
I am doing an unusual drink today. I don't know what you're drinking, McLeod. I could not find any beer, so and amazingly, we had Coke. We don't often have Coke here, so I made the old rum and Coke.
An absolute.
And I have not had rum. I do have beer. Rum in a long time. What are you drinking, RW? You drinking anything good?
One's good. I like one.
So you seem to be able to make yourself fall a lot quicker than I am.
It's all about angles, man. It's all about angles.
You got two other guys there with you.
If you the start of a game of King of the Kill is always very, very can be very awkward, can be very hectic, depending on where you land and how you land, and whether you're actually good at this game or not, which I'm not. But you know, I attempt to try and be. So you know, I feel like I get points for trying. I really need a helmet here right now though, and I can't find one, which sucks. But yeah, sorry, gameplay and all that. There's a helmet. Thank God for that. But yeah, this is pretty much King of the Kill.
Nice paper bag.
You see what I mean? Oh yeah, that's one of the skins that you got, like a limited edition skins kind of thing.
You didn't last for long.
It's quite cheeky. No, I didn't last very long. The reason why I didn't last very long, if you kind of saw that guy that I was fighting with, he actually he had body armor. So like, you know, if he didn't have body armor, that probably would have been a bit more of a fair
Absolutely.
fight. I took his helmet off. I took his body armor off. So unfortunately, I only had a helmet and didn't have any body armor. So he pretty much was going to win that. But yeah, I don't know. Do we want to carry on with this? Like, essentially, if you look at King of the Kill, like you got solos, duos, and fives. So there's various different forms. Like, essentially, teaming is not really, not really kosher, not really sort of well, you can get banned for it. But like duos is where you can actually be in you know, a pair, or fives in a group of five kind of thing. There have been hilarious videos of people in duos or fives just approaching large groups of like Asian players that are in massive groups. So, you know, you will find those people who tend to, you know, say, you know, F you to the rules kind of thing. But, you know, sometimes they can work out as being absolutely...
Yeah, we're getting some comments here, right? So RW's drinking lemonade vodka, which is classic, perfect. Port 66 kind of agreed with me, saying he can never drop where he wants to. And he tries to go to the less populated areas. Wraithboy said, great game with lots of flaws. And don't bother trying it if you have bad latency. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, don't try it with bad latency.
Yeah.
That's the no.
And Port 66 said the crouch and shoot thing's supposed to be addressed shortly. But yeah.
Oh, good. Because there you get people who basically like crouch and stand up, crouch and stand up, crouch and stand up when they're firing, and it's a real pain in the ass. Like, you know, your shot accuracy is just as good as if you were standing and ADSing, aiming down sights kind of thing. But like with you crouching and standing up, you would expect there to be at least some degree of, you know, shot dispersion when you're doing that. But it kind of isn't at the moment. So they have crafting in King of the Kill, which is quite random. This is probably something which, like, some of you old school kind of King of the Killers wouldn't realize, but there's field bandages, there's makeshift armor, which you need duct tape, armor scrapped, and composite fabric for. That is like a critical thing. Like, if you can't find armor, you need to get armor. Precoagulant, which some people would say is worthwhile, some people say it isn't. But that requires a lot of stuff there. And then obviously all your various different explosive arrows and stuff, which I've tried, but haven't really had that much success, and it takes a lot. Like, flaming arrows don't do anything. And when it comes to dropping in, if you put yourself like straight down, like this is me just pressing W, just like aiming my character right down, like straight down, and then if you press W, you can sort of move a little bit. If you press S, you kind of stick where you are a little bit. Essentially, that's it. But like, there's more advanced techniques that I'll sort of talk about a little later. In terms of trying to get as much distance from where you started off, if you're trying to get somewhere specific. But as is always, the start of the match is always quite awkward. But feel free to ask questions or grab questions from the audience and stuff like that. That's how you do it. That is how you do it. You'll see it in a second. But thankfully, Just Survive has helped me with my my pistol gameplay because
nice.
I've been doing fairly well with dealing
you took
with,
him out. Wow.
Dealing with people with a 45. Yeah, man. That's how you do it. I'm still bleeding a little bit, which kind of sucks, but I need to sort that out. Oh man, but yeah, that's the pistol game. The pistol game is still very much functional. Like in, especially at the start. Like I've seen people take a bunch of people out with just a pistol, like right at the start. But like it's one of those things where once people have like fairly powerful guns, like that AR that you're going to hear in a second, that someone's firing off. They kind of outclass you, especially at range. So you're gonna want to grab an AR or a AK. They are definitely the more worthwhile weapons. Let me just get rid of that. All good. Lovely. So yeah. So hopefully, people kind of see King of the Kill in a bit more of a favorable light, or kind of want to try it out. It's a really cool game. You'll hear a lot of streamers rage about it, but it's one of those things where it does have its flaws. Yes, the dev team know it has its flaws. And I died.
You just had the beat on you, man.
Yeah, the beat on me. And if you saw that guy, like when you look back at it, kind of thing, he actually did that docking thing.
Did the what? Oh, ducking.
So
yeah.
He did that docking thing when you ducked while you're firing, kind of thing, while you're aimed in.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks, but these things happen. But yeah, you want to talk about some?
We can.
Some,
I want to share station identification as we do. So here we are at the Imperium News Network. I'm not sure why we call this the News Network, but it's kind of interesting. If you have Amazon Prime and you want to subscribe to the channel, please do. It's a freebie every month to you if you subscribe with Twitch Prime linked to your Amazon Prime. However, if you'd like to subscribe here and support all of the streamers and all the shows that we have here, please take some time to do that. You can also donate to the show. We are the H1Z1 Undead Zone. We are here every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Mm-hmm. And we go until 4, where the Meta Show follows us if you like Eve. So the Matani and Boat and any number of guests will be there. I think they've got a lot of big guests this week. So stick around at 4 o'clock because it's fun.
I think there's some decent and interesting talk points as well, because I think they're going to be talking a little bit about
they have the whole
the black art, the art of the black hand
here in EVE Online, if you've ever seen that, where one of the few games where spying is really, really, really a big deal. I mean, we can do it in Just Survive, but it's not quite the same.
I didn't realize this, but I found out from one of the INN articles that was. The Matani actually did an interview, not an interview. He did a presentation for the Game Developers Conference,
mm-hmm.
GDC, all about espionage, the espionage game in massive multiplayer online games, and the positives and negatives and stuff like that for game developments, which was really cool. It was actually really interesting. You should kind of it's on YouTube somewhere, so you could probably look it up and watch it and stuff. But yeah.
So it looks like we got some of those credits from Port 66. I forget what those credits are. So thank you very much for those Port 66. We do appreciate that.
That is really cool, man. Like I really
appreciate
it's
very cool. So here we go. You're going in again.
Yeah, one of the things that tends to sort of happen, like I think it's more of a force of habit for me, but like I tend to sort of remove any hats and any shoes that I'm wearing because essentially, like I think they fixed it now, especially for helmets. But like helmets will, you'll pull your hat off and put a helmet on, but like if you find like a decent pair of Converse, decent pair of running shoes, you have to drop the pair that you're wearing before like basically putting the other one on. Whereas if you don't actually have your any shoes on, then you just pick them up straight away as soon as you like pick them up from the ground. So it's that much faster. You kind of essentially what you want to do is you want to streamline the start of the game, right? So you're not faffing about with various different things. And you're there and you're just doing it like you're doing things like clockwork.
I got a lot of rum in this drink. It's pretty good. I did pretty good. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was gonna.
I'm not halfway through.
I wasn't sure if I was gonna have enough rum in there, so I brought the whole bottle over to my desk. So I'm sitting here.
So over here, like this example, like I'm dropping in. I'm literally pointing straight down, my camera straight down. If I strafe using my strafe keys, I go quite far, right? But there's another way of strafing where you pull up and strafe, and then when you go down, you can strafe that much further.
Gotcha.
It's like one of the more advanced ways of like strafing your character and that kind of thing.
Yeah, Port 66 says he goes and grabs all the clothes people drop and makes more bandages. It's a pretty good idea.
It is definitely a good idea. Like sometimes that can be the thing that separates you from like living and dying. So it's definitely a worthwhile thing to do. I haven't actually changed my nice and more nice. I haven't actually changed my my skins from when I was playing around Christmas time because obviously from last Christmas I had the great kind of Christmas sort of Santa hat, Christmas hat, which is always awesome. But yeah, I haven't changed that from then. So like, lol.
Yeah, I bleed a lot too, Port 66. That's because I'm a bad shot. Although I do have the mouse now that I have it set up so that I can quickly change between DPI on my mouse. And I have found in playing 7 days, it's just a huge help. Oh
yeah, totally. Like if you're able to sort of change that on the fly, it's definitely worthwhile. I'm just bad at pressing buttons, like the right buttons at the right time. As you will no doubt probably see at some point in this stream, where I need to change to like a shotgun, and I will change to my fists because that is definitely the better weapon choice, right? You will definitely see that. I will definitely end up doing that by mistake at some point. So just grabbing some loot. Yeah. One of the other things, I haven't actually checked to make sure that this is 100% working on the site. We should have skins packs on the site.
We should,
still.
Yes. I'm pretty sure.
And essentially what that does, that gives you a bunch of skins that I wish I could show you right now. I'll wait until the next game and then go into the character customization because that's different from people who may have played the game while... Ooh.
Whoa! Where the hell is he?
It's all good. He's behind. Use that kind of. There he is.
You saw him and I didn't.
Oh.
I got him now. I see him
I had
now.
a glance at him just a moment ago. Had a glance just a moment ago. God damn. Yeah, he's just pinning me down at the moment.
Damn.
I can get out. I can escape out of that. That's all good. See what he does. Ah, he's being engaged by someone else. Lol. So yeah, the paper bag thing is basically like it was some skins packs from Twitch that you know the Daybreak guys kind of did. So I'll just literally I'll skin this up and you'll see what I mean. Oh yes, we know that face. Anybody who watches a lot of Twitch knows that face. Right there then. But yeah, you know, and the skins, yeah, the skins packs, right? So do you remember what you get for the skins
I don't
packs
remember
from
for
skins
the
packs?
for King of the Kill versus H1 to survive.
It's pretty much the same thing. It's the same thing, but you get the same skins, but for
Gotcha.
King of the Kill as well. But essentially, it is you get a helmet skin, a tactical helmet skin, not a motorbike helmet skin. So you know, there's few skins for the tactical helmet compared to the actual motorbike skin. So it's definitely a good skin to have. It's strangely it's called tactical goggles. I have no idea why they actually decided to change it name it specifically that, especially considering it was actually a skin for helmets and not for goggles, which is really weird. Either way, you get that. You get a shirt skin, which is actually a pretty decent shirt skin. Which is the what is it? His regards, Henley, like the Henley
Gotcha.
shirt. I'm probably butchering the names. And you get the his regards machete as well, which is really cool. So at this particular time, because we haven't really seen the gas as of yet, I'll kind of like showcase this. So the map screen kind of shows a green circle, and that green circle indicates basically where the safe spot is. This is going to be the safe circle. So in where it says in the upper right, like sort of up here, gas advances in 20 something seconds. Gas will basically advance from the edge of the map into this kind of this area, and the map is huge. If you're in this particular area at this particular time, no chance unless you find a car, and even if you find a car, it's going to be a bit of a race. You can't really hang about. So anybody who's stuck here at this particular time is pretty much dead.
So where are you at?
You know, you can pretty much write them off in that regard. I'm like, I'm in this kind of square here, which is in Pleasant Valley, the main kind of the main city at the moment. And if you can kind of see that there is trees and open fields on the southeastern side of me, and you look back at the map, you can probably guesstimate that I am around this sort of area, kind of like the central-ish sort of section of that particular grid reference, F6. So there's F6, that's F6. So I just basically need to go this direction. I need to go northeast. Oh my god, that was a terrible for me. There's a guy right there, and I didn't have the right gun for it. Oh, and he's dead. And he had body armor in his bag, which is really, really good because I didn't have any
Nice.
body armor at all. Thank God for that. That's all I gotta say about that. That's all I got to say about that. Some shotgun rounds and some helmets. Right, so when you're making these makeshift body armors, what you have to do is essentially you have to shred certain things. And shredding white motorbike helmets and like tactical helmets nets you armor scrap. And if you shred military backpacks, you get the composite armor that you need. And so you need those, and you need those two bits, and you need duct tape in order to make them. And they are critical for your end gameplay. So it's very wise to make sure that you're up on those, and that you're at least at some point wearing makeshift body armor. If you can't find actual proper body armor, which is on the map in certain locations, sometimes you can find them, sometimes you can't. It depends on your luck, really, to be completely honest. So,
we've got about.
Do you want to talk a little bit about?
We got 30 minutes left, just so you know.
Oh, nice. Should we talk a little bit more about King of the Kill and what's going on there? And, not King of the Kill, sure. Just Survive. So, Just Survive had a kind of. They do this office hours kind of question and answer thing with the community on the Just Survive Discord, which you can kind of find on Reddit. There's, if you kind of look through Reddit, look through some of the posts and stuff, you'll be able to find the Just Survive Reddit kind of link to get into Just Survive Discord. That's where they kind of do all of those. But I'm going to take this quick moment to find a Google document that I made of the latest question and answers. Can view link, and I kind of condensed this to because you can kind of look this up on the actual Discord, like on the relevant channel.
It's
full of questions that.
I would just play.
Yeah,
we'll talk about the.
Just
talk about it. Is that a car coming in?
I was just going to get the. It was a car, yeah. I'm not entirely certain where though. But I was just going to quickly post this link in the in the chat. Here we go. That's basically a little article that I've condensed down all of the questions that were that were answered by the devs about, like, relevant topics and this, that, and the other, related to Just Survive. There's some kind of interesting things. They're rehauling. They're trying to overhaul a bunch of stuff, but the main theme of it is, like, they seem to be really wanting to overhaul the the looting, the kind of crafting and the item kind of system. They're definitely looking into that because it actually affects a whole bunch of stuff fundamentally. To basically redo that, because I think what they have is they've seen the code underneath it and they've gone, holy hell, this needs to be updated and, like, cleaned, and there needs to be some degree of quality coding in this. So they're probably kind of looking at it going, it needs to be redone because it's got loads of holes and loads of various different issues with it. So you choose a gun that's actually worthwhile to be done, to shoot up, like, things.
It's like you got a little gas coming in on you.
Yeah, a little bit of gas going on. There's a. Let's see if I can shoot this guy. No chance. Getting shot at. So yeah, if you guys don't, this kind of like greenish hue kind of glow thing going on in the background. that's the gas. So that's where the gas is going to come in. Obviously, it gets to a certain point, it stops, and then it advances. So if you have a look at the map, that's where that green kind of the green circle was before. That's where the gas has got to by now, and this is the new circle. So this is the gas is going to advance from where it is now to the edge of that green circle in 1.5 minutes. So I need to get my ass moving and try not to die as well, and probably kill somebody as well, which will be really helpful. So yeah, the Justifies kind of has been suffering a little bit in terms of people, a lot of people playing it and a lot of people developing hacks for it over the like Christmas holidays. A lot of people have been having issues with it, but like because Daybreak have been out of the office for the most of the holidays, they haven't really been able to work on, combating all of those hacks. But now that they're back in the office and stuff, they're working on basically fixing those hacks, and they've got some solutions coming to us. It's not here yet, but it's going to be here soon. And I might be able to pick up a car here as long as I'm not ambushed.
Well, thank you to Ragdolls for the follow. Thank you, Ragdolls. We do appreciate it.
Hey, thank you, Ragdolls. Definitely.
Ooh.
There's also a cop car here. Neither have the actual keys, which sucks. So if anybody watching hasn't played King of the Kill or Just Survive for a long time, you can't just get into a car and drive it away in like 5 seconds. You have to have a key. If you don't have a key, you can hotwire it, but it takes time, and people can hear you hotwiring it, so they can come in and shoot you while you're relatively mobile. Oh, I took his helmet off as well. After all that.
Toy knife, not bad.
Not good.
No, fire planes. So it seems like we have a pretty good team for the Imperium over in H1Z1. Over on the Just Survive side.
Yeah, in the Just Survive kind of side, yeah, most definitely. We kind of hold our own in that regard, definitely. So we're going from strength to strength, it seems, which is all good. And as I told you earlier, instead of queuing up for another game, we're going to go into character.
Yeah, let's do that.
Right? Yeah. So when you're back at the menu, it's characters, appearance. You have various different things. So you've got appearance, you've got crates, you've got stats, you've got scrapyard. Appearance is where you change all your gear. There's even skins for the off-roader. So there's some really crazy cool skins, which is really awesome. I even get a Twitch Prime off-roader, which looks like that, which is really quite cool.
Hear that tingly? Yeah, I need a little more rum.
I need a little more rum. A little bit more rum.
Don't waste any.
Definitely. So there's some cool kind of vehicle skins now in King of the Kill, which is really awesome.
Oh, cool.
You got your classic weapon skins of various different forms. It's my favorite kind of rifle skin is the graffiti hunting rifle. I'm fairly certain it's a whole bunch of people's favorite kind of rifle skin as well. But but in terms of stuff that you get, this is the tactical goals skin that you get in the skins pack, which is pretty good. Like in terms of skins for for the kind of tactical helmet, it's actually fairly decent. Like there's some like super limited kind of edition skins like the patchwork Rudolph helmet one, which you only get in certain situations. But that's like the standard skin, and the UN light baby blue kind of skin, it gets all very, very.
I'm not a fan of the UN.
Yeah, grabbing yourself grabbing yourself a tactical goggle skin is, definitely an upgrade in that regard. Like, you're not sticking out like a sore thumb with a nice bright blue kind of head. So that's the
we've got Z Grace. Yep. I think it's Z Grace asking in chat. Port 66 asked which rum, Bacardi. That's what I'm going with. We had a little extra left over from the holidays, so that's good. Z Grace wants to know how to join the Imperium in H1Z1 Just Survive, right? So the Imperium runs lots of games, right? We have lots of guys playing lots of games. I mean, in any given day, I could be in Eve, H1Z1, Battlefield, World of Warships, 7 Days to Die, any of those, right? So we have, if you go to the Imperium.news website, and the link for the Imperium Discord is there, and that is the gateway to playing any of the games within the Imperium that you'd like to play, with the exception of Eve. Eve is very much its own entity in how you join the Imperium there. So Z Grace, just go join the Discord and yell at somebody in the H1Z1 channel, and they will hook you up with a team. You'll have to submit blood work, family history, DNA samples, and the like to be let in, but sure.
I know. Yeah. And a 40-page essay on the significance of the word.
It's better than having your stress analyzed as you're submerged in butter for 3 weeks like it is in Eve. So there you go.
I love that comment. I love that comment. It's great.
Was that one a Penny Arcade or just one done like Penny Arcade? Because it looks a lot like a Penny Arcade one.
I'm not sure.
For those in gaming, if you don't read Penny Arcade, you got to read Penny Arcade. The one where you have the analyst there saying, "Hey, joining a corporation or joining a guild in other games. Hey, I like to kill things. Hey, we like to kill things too. Let's join up, right?" And then the difference between, and I'll see if I can find it, joining Eve, joining a guild or corporation in Eve, right?
Oh, a guild in Eve, right? Yeah.
Let me see if I can find that.
That's great. That's absolutely awesome. Yeah, this is the customization kind of thing. I'm going to wear a bit of the, I've got the Henley on, the Henley shirt that you get with it. I think it's pretty cool. It looks really awesome. It even has like the old logo, I think, on the side.
There it is. I even found a link on the Matani.com.
Oh no, it's there. It's just below, just underneath the kind of. If we go to backpacks instead, it's slightly better. But you can see on the breastplate, there's the Matani kind of guy with the shades and the.
It was Tim Buckley that did that in his One of Us columns, his Control-Alt-Delete series.
Right, okay.
Well, Port 66, I linked one from Matani.com. You link one from God knows where, right? See, please.
And this is the machete that you get as well, which is the really, really cool ass machete. If only the melee system in this game was worthwhile, then I would use this all the time, because like having a massive, like awesome looking machete like that with his regards written down the actual length of the machete.
I used to like when we would raid bases, we would leave a packet of salt in his regards machete.
Oh, we used because
it wouldn't melt, right? It wouldn't melt. So, yeah,
wouldn't melt.
Oh yeah, I love the last.
I think Port kind of actually is. Did he post after you or before you? I'm not totally certain. Oh, after you. Ha! So you got it first by a minute. But yeah, I guess considering we've only ever got about 15 minutes, we should talk about the changes that are coming towards Tranquility. So Tranquility, if for the uninitiated here, is both the main Eve live play server, but it's also the name of our whitelisted private H1Z1.
Yes.
And quite a few months ago, we opened that up for people to play on as a way of escaping hackers and a way of escaping basically mainly escaping hackers, mainly escaping the people who are actually genuinely breaking the game, the rules and regulations of the game kind of thing. We monitored and moderated that server with as much transparency and as much neutrality as we could possibly do. And a lot of people gave us a lot of credit with that, personally through conversations and through, general good relations. But then there were people who also used that or used like partisan politics, I would go so far as to say, to basically call us out in private and in public as to having either bad decisions or bad kind of to make it look as though we were in some way not sort of deciding on things fairly, when in actual fact we were doing our damnedest to make it as as fair, as as transparent as we possibly could. And ultimately, that was one of the reasons why people generally fucking with that was one of the main reasons why the server kind of ended up dying a death, because people decided to use partisan politics against us, decided to try and marginalize us into some kind of we're for these group or that group and all that kind of thing, without any kind of actual legitimate evidence in any way, shape or form. And it just above all, it was a pain in the ass for a lot of the moderators. It was also a pain in the ass for me to deal with as well, because I had to try and sort of sort it out in a very, in a very transparent way to make sure that everyone was happy and all this, that, and the other. While and all this while certain people were running around the server basically using those sorts of excuses to almost metagame people off the server without even firing a shot. And it got to the point where we just kind of said, sod it.
Oh, there's one layered over there.
Yeah, no, I saw. But there were people who decided to. Oh, that was weird. Who decided to basically screw the server over entirely. And kind of almost thankfully, there were a bunch of other things that basically collected with that situation that basically meant that the server sort of died a bit of a death. But there's been renewed vigor with people wanting, that kind of that place again. They want Tranquility back again. They want people to be playing Tranquility because they know it's moderated well. They know that we take a hard slant against hackers, against glitch abusers and that kind of thing. So I've been getting, and I'm not entirely certain whether you've been getting when you log into Steam, Eric, but I've been getting a lot of people asking me if Tranquility is coming back. And I've even been getting people who are taking the initiative and basically telling me that they are going to be bringing groups, multiple clans to Tranquility the next server wipe. And it's refreshing to see that from a perspective of people wanting something that you used to work on. But the other aspect of it is it was so much hard work for a lot of us to deal with the constant, the constant sort of partisan politics that, large groups tend to have, that we've kind of come to a decision that the server is going to be basically Imperium's playground. Like, we will give keys to people who we like, who we respect, who we want to play against, who we believe are cool people, and we kind of appreciate the fact that they don't want to be playing on a public server riddled with hackers all the time. And essentially, if you have played Tranquility before and you respect the moderation policy that there was, or respected how the moderators went about doing their thing, essentially that's not going to change. Like, moderators are still going to do what they do in the frame, in the kind of mindset that they always used to do it. The moderator team isn't really going to change that much. We might add one or maybe two more people, depending on how the rest of the mods feel about them. But the colossal amount of work that was required to make it completely transparent is going away, because essentially, if you feel the need to question the moderators, then chances are you're going to try and be metaing your way out of a situation, or trying to meta your way into creating a situation. And in that kind of situation, we don't want you on the server. We don't want you on the server because you're gonna be causing a lot of issue, a lot of hard work, and a lot of unnecessary hard work. So the free handing out of keys is going away. We're only going to be handing keys out to people who we trust, who we respect, who we want on the server. It'll be a manual thing, so you're going to need to get in touch with one of the mod team and to hand out, and they will be handing out keys as they see fit. And that is how Tranquility is going to change. It. There's not going to be any keys just handed out to anybody. You can't make 600 Google accounts and register to the website 600 times just because you can get your hands on a whole bunch of keys. That's going away. That's already gone away.
So RW is talking about what do these keys do. So RW, the Tranquility White server requires a special key in H1Z1 in order to authenticate to the server. You can't even see it in the list if you don't have a key to it.
Yeah. You see it in the list, but it's grayed out. It's not something that you can select in any way. You'll probably see it in the list, but it's not selectable. So that is how Tranquility is changing. Tranquility is, as far as I'm concerned, Tranquility is changing for the better. We're not going to have the some people may not like the fact that it's not going to be anywhere near as transparent at all. But to be honest, we've spent the time being transparent, through multiple server wipes, and the attitudes of the mods are not going to change. They're, the attitudes of the mods, we pick the mods in a very specific way. When we're never molding our mods to fit a particular thing. They were always chosen on their attitude to the game, and their attitude to life, really, if anything. So, the moderators will moderate how they moderate. And if you have any issues with moderators, then, unfortunately, chances are you're probably not going to last too long on Tranquility. Because I trust our moderators, and a lot of the player base who played on Tranquility trust our moderators.
Yeah.
And if you want to call into question moderators, and for, I will, of course, within reason, take questions and criticism from moderators, depending on what I see. But if you're going to just slander moderators, expect to not be on the server long. And expect, even if I get that hint that player organizations are promoting people to slander, I will wreck that particular player organization and throw them off the server, and I won't really care what the hell happens to you guys.
Port 66 is saying
so.
He never realized the stream was embedded on the Imperium news site. Well,
never realized
embedded on the Imperium news site. They it was under Matani.com, and then they took it away when they redesigned because they didn't have a thing to do it. So now they placed it back on there because it's a big deal, and we love it on there. It gives us great exposure. And again,
it's amazing.
And Uranda says goon mods equal dead tier. So yeah. I think it's gonna be fun. I can't wait for Tranquility to be back.
Aramis is saying like awful game. It's a running simulator. It can be a bit of a running simulator at times, but like it's just one of those situations where I'm stuck up on the western side of the map, whereas like the actual kind of thing is on the eastern side. So like I kind of need to. I need to find myself a car.
So we've got.
This is that situation that I was talking about.
So we've got 5 minutes. So pretty much, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I look forward to it. I do not log into my. I have multiple Steam accounts. So the one I've been playing on, I've allowed my main account to have all the access to my games. So, which when I played 7 days, I learned, I come in as the name of the Steam account, so I'm not my regular name. Which, by the way, I learned how to build underwater in 7 days, so that's pretty cool. That's what I did this morning. So we're gonna have a giant base in the middle of the freaking lake.
Nice. I would like to say if any of the goons who play 7 days, much like Eric, want to come on the Undead Zone and talk about 7 days, they're welcome to, because this isn't, although this has predominantly been H1Z1, this isn't the H1Z1 show. It's the Undead Zone, so it can be about other. Related games. Even
I'm going to pull an article out. It's not necessarily going to compare and contrast H1Z1 to 7 days, but it's going to show some differences and where if they pulled pieces of each other, they could really be a much better game. But yes, they they are a fun game, both of them, and certainly worth the time, both of them. I like Just Survive. I like survival games. I'm not much in the.
We're going to have a bit of a close call kind of moment.
See if you make it or not,
because we're coming up to what is essentially a player-made structure. But I've been able to find an ATV.
There it is.
Which thankfully happened just when I actually got to just when there's a bunch
go
to escape. And it depends entirely on whether I can actually get out of this gas or not. As I said before, like sometimes you can find some a car just as you're hitting gas, and it'll be a race, because as you can see, I'm still in the gas, although I'm in the car, in a quad kind of thing. But it's all about trying to get out of the gas before you die. And if you get the right car, which is the right car or the right quad, which is fast enough, or fall off the quad, which sucks.
And
yeah, you just saw that.
Yeah, I'm on a 5-second delay from you, right? So
yeah,
because we're feeding. Because I have you to make sure that we have a smooth video outbound, right? I have your RMT feed.
Yeah, smooth outbound video.
And I think it really looks great outbound. Come on, go make it.
Oh God, this is gonna be. I'm either gonna be like. I'm either not going to survive or I'm going to be almost dead. But you see, it's just like the gas advances so fast that sometimes you just need, like, even if you're in a car, even if you're in a quad, that's really quite fast.
Wow,
sometimes,
it is.
It is. I might just make it. Whew, just made it. 24. 24.
Wow.
So we need to I'm gonna need to sort myself out here. But that was
Wow,
close.
that's amazing. That's amazing.
Close. You know, making it from there to there.
Wow, that's true.
I just have to make sure that I don't end up dying. That was a close one. That was a kind of a close one, I have to admit. But that was one of those situations where, those little kind of squares with the crosses on them are I think it's like King of the Kill kind of developers version of what they think.
So we got to run because the meta show is up next. So those of you waiting on the meta show, Mittens and Boat, I believe, with a couple special guests talking espionage, are up next.
Come on and get it right now.